Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about the best of 2018 kit. So every year we kind of take a look at all of the products we launched in the previous year and we decide what we think were the best products, the products that we like the most, that our customers like the most. Sometimes we just look at in terms of sales too, like this product clearly was ordered a bajillion times, and so there must be something to that. So what we do is we put together these best of kits every year, and so I'm going to go over everything we picked for 2018. So you might be interested in these products individually if you haven't tried them yet, or you might be interested in trying the whole kit. I will link this kit below, and each item in the product description, so each individual item is linked if you're interested in just certain items and you want to be able to find them easily on the site. So I'm going to use my current favorite notebook by Marcs Inc. just for swatching purposes. And I think we'll just get right into it. So why don't I start with this one? This is a very interesting one. So this is the Pentel Energel In Free in turquoise. And the reason we included this is because we were using this quite a bit on people's packing slips, and we were getting so many emails from people saying, "What was that pen you used on my packing slip? I really liked the color." So we felt like there must be something to it. I personally didn't get extremely worked up about this color of ink, but so many customers have that we really wanted to include it because we take note when stuff like that happens, obviously. So let me swatch it here for you. I am going to probably be zooming in and out just so you can see the swatching. So this is the Energel In Free in turquoise blue. So it's a very nice blue green, and this is 0.5 millimeter, and it does have that needle nose tip. So let me just zoom back out a second. So then the next one we'll talk about is the Zebra Blend. This was really popular with design sites. I have done a whole video just on this pen, but this pen is made with all kinds of ergonomic goals in mind. Rattling, shaking, typical things that irritate people when they're writing they attempted to eliminate those things with this pen, also to physically make it very comfortable. So that's what's going on with this pen. Maybe if I stay about like this. So this is the Zebra Blend. It's technically a ballpoint, and this is the 0.7 millimeter, and it's a black ballpoint ink. Very comfortable pen to use. So that's the second one in the kit. The Pilot Acrow 300. This pen is awesome, especially for the price. If you like this pen and you want a more professional looking body, then I would actually recommend the Acrow 1000. But if you want an attractive pen for a good value, I would get the Acrow 300. It's quite a bit less expensive. And in the Acrow 1000, only the bottom part is metal and the top part's plastic, and they do that on purpose to make the bottom weighted more. But it is a relatively more expensive pen just to get that metal down here. So if you don't care about it, having that more sophisticated look, then the Acrow 300 is a really good option for you. Now in this kit, what I forgot to mention is, so the previous 2 pins are those are exactly what you would get in this kit. And for the Acrow 300, we decided to do assorted. And in this case, I just pulled one that happened to have the clear red body. It's very beautiful, but I'll just show you. So this is a 0.5. So this is the Acrow ball, technically Acrow 300 in the 0.5 millimeter. I love 0.5 ballpoint pens for filling out forms because, you know, you don't get very much space and you can write very finely and neatly in there. And so technically this is a black Acrow ink, which is a ballpoint. And, oh, I'm sorry, I cannot talk and swatch at the same time. I should just be quiet when I am swatching. So there's that guy for you. I love it, it's so cute. Okay, so that's the 3rd pen here. The next one is an interesting, this is the Otto Rays. So this guy is interesting in that he is one of the Otto needle tips. Otto's very well known for doing their needle tips. In fact, when you get like a Marcs Inc needle tip, just zoom in there, they're actually made by Otto. The Midori brass pen needle tip refills, I mean, it's all made by Otto. So they're well known for their needle tips, even the ones that they make as kind of like outsourced for other companies. And this one is interesting in that they did a needle tip in kind of a vintagey looking body, and it's actually not ballpoint ink, it is a roller ball. So it's more of a water-based gel. Now this one is supposed to be quick drying. We've done left-handed tests and we do not recommend it for left-handed people because even though they claim it's quick drying, you can still get the smear. So I actually recommend this as a right-handed pen, even though that's not how they advertise it. I just wanted to let you know it's pretty wet and takes a second to dry. So here's your Otto Rays. Technically this is a 0.5 millimeter roller ball, I would call it, with that needle tip. So there. And then you've got a Marcs Inc pin, and by the way, those like inserts that are made by Otto that I just mentioned, here's a good example. These Marcs Inc branded pens are actually made by Otto. So this is just a really popular, well-loved pen. I've probably included these in a stationery set before, or like some version of this. This one will come in an assorted color. I just happened to pull this color pattern. Let me look real here. For the Otto Rays, we put gray in all of them. And this is explained in the product description. So if I forget to mention something, you can look there. So I'll call this the Marcs Inc Days. Got some fuzz on there, sorry. Needle nose, ballpoint. And so you can get pretty fine if you wanted to with this one. Like, I mean, I can write, I don't know if you see how fine that is, but I can write really tiny with this pen if I want to. For swatching purposes, I tried to stay more like normal so you could read it. So that one, really popular. And one of the ideas behind these kits too is that there are so many fun things to try in them, but also to share. So if something in here wasn't totally your cup of tea, it might really be like a nice gift for a coworker or something like that. The Sarasa Mark-On, which I've done whole videos about this. This pen is supposed to pair really well with highlighters. It's very quick drying. It's a great left-handed pen. This is a 0.4 black. And it is basically a very quick drying gel ink is how I would describe it. So here we have, let me see if I'm staying, yeah. Oh, hopefully I have a, do I have a, yeah. So you see I highlighted on top of that pretty quickly and it doesn't smear. So it's really nice for that. This has been a really well-loved pen. This one is a little bit on the fun side, but the Sarasa Clip, the new marble in cotton candy, is so popular, and they had a really hard time keeping it, like making enough of them for a while, and they finally caught up. So we included this guy in the cotton candy. This is 0.5. You can see this nice marbly effect. Super fun. Okay, couple more pens and everyone's favorite, WIPA. So there is actually one brush pen in this kit, and it's because they finally came out with the, Tombo came out with the Fudenosuke in colors, and so we put the violet one in this kit. And so this is a really good opportunity if you haven't tried this pen, or if you're new to brush pens, this is an awesome one to have. So you don't have to do brush style lettering with a brush pen, but that's usually what I do. But it's totally, you know, like you can totally write normally or in whatever kind of like interesting font you want. So you can totally write this style too. I just don't usually with this. Did I spell that right since I was talking? Fudenosuke. And then I'll just kind of show you the variation. So this is a hard tip, which means you feel like you have a lot of control with the variation when you're using it, which I really like about this pen. Maybe this is kind of like, can just kind of like have fun with your letters with this one. And then finally, this guy has been so popular. So what they did in 2018 is Pilot came out with a new slimmer body for the Friction Ball 3. So this is the Friction Ball Slim 3. And you can refill it with so many different awesome colors. So if you go into the individual product for this guy, there'll be a link to all these different refill colors you can do. It is 0.38 millimeter erasable gel ink in there. So I'll just kind of show you. This is definitely one of my favorite all-time pens. I really love it for when I'm studying. I think it'd be a really awesome gift for a student. Yeah. And I've done so many videos about the Friction ink. If you have like specific questions about the Friction ink, I would recommend going into the Friction products on our site or viewing some of those older Friction videos I've done. I did a video just on this product alone, but basically you wouldn't want to leave this ink in a super hot car because your ink can disappear. So it's there is a trade-off to this ink. It's friction or heat that is erasing it. So yes, that also means you could lose your ink if you leave it in your super hot car. Now, if that were to happen to you, stick it in the freezer and there is a high likelihood that you can get that ink back, because it really is not erasing. It's like, it's just disappearing, but it will reappear usually if you get your paper cold enough again. So I don't know, do you want a demonstration of the, I'll give you a demonstration of the eraser just so you can see how easily it erases, and then you can just write right back on top of that. So that's this guy. And finally, the last guy in the kit, let me just zoom back out, is this WIPA correction tape that I have done whole videos on this. I love this stuff. It has like, it works really nicely. So some of the correction tapes you have to sort of like jerk straight up in the exact right way, or it doesn't like lay down cleanly. And I feel like they've kind of like really resolved a lot of that problem with the WIPA. It just works so well. It has this nice click back cover that just kind of like snaps into place and back when you're going to use it. And they are refillable and I just love them. So we decided to include this in the kit because we really felt like it was, even though it's technically not a pen, it just really is one of the best of 2018. So yeah, you get in this kit, I'm gonna make sure I covered everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, you get 10 different pens to try out, and we've basically done the work of deciding what it is you need to try from 2018 if you haven't already. So if you have any questions, please let us know. I'll put this video inside the product description so that it can be found there if you're curious about it in the future. I always look forward to picking the best stuff from the previous year, and I already know a couple things that are going to be in next year's 2019, but we don't make that until, the beginning of 2020. So yeah, and if you have any input for things you think are the best in the next year, be sure to let us know. We can't do limited edition ones in the kit just because those things are always like limited in inventory and sell out fast, but from the standard stuff, it's really fun to pick the best. Obviously, at least one of the new vintage colors is gonna go in that kit for 2020, but right now you can buy it singly and hope you've gotten to try that out too. So before I just drone on and never stop, I'm just gonna say bye and then go make another video. Okay, bye-bye.